If you're listening to this, it may mean that you hate your job. First off, I'm sorry to hear that because it may also mean that you're enduring some level of pain. Having experienced it, there's nothing worse than laying in bed morning after the alarm goes off, not wanting to get up and go into work. But wait, there's hope. There are answers. Working as a human resources director for years, a pattern has emerged. A colleague would email me, phone, or text and ask if they could sit down and chat. They came in, shut the door, and we made the obligatory small talk. How are your kids? What'd you think about the game? I like your hair. Did you do something new? After our exchanges, they got serious and shared in various ways that they hated their job. My supervisor never listens. I think they don't like me. I don't really know what they want from me. Or, our team is toxic. There's so much gossip. I just want to do my job and be left alone. Or, I need more money. When are raises coming? I can't live on what we pay here. Regardless of the myriad of different examples, it was all code for, I hate my job. The pattern continued. They didn't ask for help with moving to a different team, firing their supervisor, looking at their resume, or validation that what they were feeling was real. My response was always the same. Hey, good luck with that. I'm going to lunch. Okay, I didn't really say that, but I had to lighten the mood somehow. After these interactions over the past decade, I started having a realization. When people hate their job, it typically boils down to one root problem. That person's core values were not in alignment with the lived values of the organization. Notice I said the lived values of the organization, not the noble values hanging on the wall or that are put in recruitment material. Wouldn't it be cool if organizations actually printed their lived values? Can you imagine going into a conference room and seeing these values on the wall? We promote and support office gossip. We believe in keeping employees in the dark. We are committed to pursuing profit over people. Or my favorite, if there's a problem here, you can expect to be blamed. It sure would make it easier when evaluating organizations in your job search. After listening to the complaints and sensing the pain, I tried to help people figure out the root cause of what they were feeling with a simple exercise. Think about your best job ever. Could have been when you mowed grass or scooped ice cream as a teenager, or could be a conglomeration of experiences at several jobs. Okay, you got that job locked in mind? Now describe what a good day at work looked like. Well, I had autonomy to make decisions. People listened to my opinion. My supervisor didn't treat me like a subordinate. I felt like an equal. We got big things done that made a difference. Let's boil down those thoughts a little further, because what you are starting to identify are your core values that you want to live at work. If you had to put those statements into a phrase or a single word, what would they be? Autonomy, respected, a diverse team, entrepreneurial, real opportunities for growth, respectful compensation. Okay, now let's overlay these values on your current job, your team, or your supervisor. After more discussion, we often got to the point where they identified that their values were not in alignment with their current experience. Sometimes they realized that their values were more in alignment than they thought. The biggest benefit of the discussion for me was they already had the answers when they came into the room. They just needed a way to verbalize it. That was important to me because often they walked into the room wanting someone to wave a magic wand and make the pain end. Sometimes that one discussion was enough as they started having epiphanies of what they would do next. This could be a discussion with the supervisor, realizing that there were way more things about their job that they enjoyed as opposed to what they disliked. For others, it was affirmation that their core values were not aligned and most likely wouldn't be aligned with their current experience. In those situations, we put time on the books for another meeting to discuss the psychological science behind picking a meaningful career trajectory and making a personal plan. So it's your turn. If you're thinking you're hating your job, let's go through the same exercise. Think about your best job and what made it so good for you. If you got it in mind, write down 3 to 5 attributes of what made it the best job. All right. Now, compare those thoughts with your current job. How far are they off from each other? Now, if there is a gap, can you close it by having a conversation with someone, a supervisor, someone in HR? Can you change your perspective? Have you identified what is really good about your current situation and that ultimately the pros outweigh the cons? If yes, totally cool. You've got a plan and you don't need me anymore. If there is too big of a gap and you don't think it can be closed by having a discussion or changing your perspective, then come back next time and we're going to chat about finding a meaningful career trajectory in alignment with your values. Lots of people have done it and they've been successful at it, and you can too.